and we were always meant to be by Daniel Zamora. 1 for sorrow, 2 for mirth, 3 for marriage, 4 for birth, 5 for laughing, 6 for crying, 7 for sickness, 8 for dying, 9 for silver, 10 for gold, 11 for a secret that will never be told. There's a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. For everything there is a season, for a time for every activity under heaven, a time for the new meat to be born, a time to plant new seeds of love and wisdom, a time to heal from their oppression, a time to tear down the house I built on a foundation of sand, of wood and hay and straw, a time to build a new home with a foundation of stone and precious metals, a time to cry tears of sorrow, of pain and loss, a time to laugh without fear of the future, a time to grieve the time wasted, and a time to dance with my Father as he welcomes me home, a time to scatter stones of anger and disappointment, a time to gather them to a remembrance of God's goodness, a time to turn away from temptation and deception, a time to embrace the real me, a time to throw away every weight that slows me down, especially that sin that so easily trips me up, a time to keep God's plans for me close to my heart, a time to tear the cousin of shame and embarrassment, a time to mend my broken heart, a time to be quiet in my soul, and a time to speak of God's rescue, a time to hate the things that draw me away from Christ, a time to love, truly love without regret, and a time for war, to battle for my soul, a time for peace that surpasses all understanding. Time and time and time again, I've sought the perfect joy. Time and time and time again, it just comes to me when there's times and times and times and times and times I've searched for that one word. I think that writing poetry is something quite absurd. You balance on a tightrope, and then sometimes you lose your way. I believe you are always meant to be, but we're already falling apart, don't you see? How could things have gone so wrong? But our time has come and gone. We believed you were always meant to be, yet you left me to be so lonely. All those broken promises and untold secrets still break my heart into a million pieces. We believed we were always meant to be, but now I've lost hope in you and me.